Today, I want to talk about how I changed my brain bleed situation into a positive. So, when I talk about it or when I remember it, I try to think of what can I learn from this? And I have learned many things. Number one, to appreciate, I didn't even have to learn this, but to appreciate the help that people gave me. A woman named Barbara, whom I hardly knew, I mean, I kind of knew her. We were doing things together, but not very intimately as dear friends. She kept taking me to the hospital and the doctor and giving me rides, making sure I was okay. I met her at the League of Women Voters and gave her a couple of rides, but that was just, because I was going anyway. And she went out of her way to help me. And I told her, I am the most grateful person. You will never have anyone more grateful to you. And I think she's an angel. And she knows that. And I tell people that. Another thing that I learned is that things don't always get as bad as you think they are, even when they're at their worst and you're terrified, absolutely terrified. I was very emotional, hysterical when I knew that I had to stay in the hospital for 8 days because of my brain bleed. And I found a way to make it work. And I even tell people in my book is called Brain Bleed in the Time of COVID. It's available on Amazon. And I talk about how I had to stay in the hospital for 8 days. I imagined my cat next to me when it was time to go to sleep. And that comforted me because she's my little friend. And I'm going to talk more about that. I also am always looking for ways to be a better person. And this difficulty really pushed me into a higher zone. I think oftentimes people only think of the very obvious lesson to be learned and they don't dig any deeper. They don't do much self reflection. I'm very much into self reflection. And I noticed that if COVID would have happened when in the 1960s, it would have been much worse because we did not have Zoom. We did not have the internet to help us. So, and during COVID, during lockdown, I couldn't drive a car because I had been disabled for a year. And it took about that long to recover, or at least several months to recover. And so all of us were walking. Now we're waving and saying hello to each other. And people have changed. They've become more caring and more communicative with their friends and their neighbors. So those are a couple of the things that I learned from uh, my accident.
You should subscribe to Martial's Good News channel.